this computer. All right, ITS148, and you should be in the middle of your midterm. If you go to the assignments, you see this is the midterm here, midterm, and it's pretty easy. I'm up to date on grading, so I've graded your assignment that has the calculator assignment, simple calculator, that's all this is. Exception handling is, what is exception? Oh, that's that. And so you just have to do the same thing, except for you gotta interface it to these things. And it's like there's a front end, okay? And so when you click on these buttons, you're gonna be building, you know, you'll be building the operands one character at a time. And then once you hit one of these operator buttons, then you sort of commit the string that you entered in to a number, and then that's when you do the conversion. Once you hit an operator, you hit you know, one of these operator buttons or the equal sign, and that commits whatever you have up here stored in this display. You know, that's when you do the conversion to an actual number, a decimal number, presumably. And so why don't I go through the chapter 10 slides first. Am I recording? Yes, I am recording. Why don't I, oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to share the screen. Share the screen. Okay, here we are, sharing the screen now. So we are, you should be working on your midterm. It's due March 10th, which is going to be like next Sunday. And then I think you might actually have one more week after that to get it in. After that, okay, so if you don't hand it in by March 17th, then you can get a reprieve by having me come in during spring break and helping you with it. So that's, if you are really stuck and you can't get it done, then you're going to have to meet me during spring break, and we can work on it to try to get you to be able to do it. And I'll probably just like get you started. We are, right now, we should be in chapter 10, because today is March 5th. And I haven't put up any chapter 10 quizzes yet, but I will do that for Thursday, so they're up there. And in the meantime, let's take a look at chapter 10. Let's go through chapter 10 to see what's there, so we can kind of stay caught up here. We're going to learn more about Windows controls. Set the tab order, and so on. Describe the program class and for the applications. Okay, display the first form if you want to mess with that. Okay, so a form with 5 or more types of controls. Okay, so here are all the different kinds of controls that forms can have. Here we've got radio buttons, and it's inside of a group box. So it allows only one radio button to be on at once. We've got a list box here where we can select different kinds of credit cards, for example. We've got a text box here to enter in a credit card, for example. We've got some drop-down menus that can display month and year, and then a checkbox here for billing method. And so these are the common members of a list box and combo box controls. A list box is this one here, and a combo box looks more like that one. And selected items, selected index, text that's displayed, sorted. You can sort a list box, different items, drop-down style, selection mode, and common events of a list box is selected index changed or text changed. Common properties of items collection. If an items collection is index and count. Have we here's code that loads a combo box with months. Okay, so we first we're this is a string array called months. The first element of the array is going to be this select a month string, which is just going to be displayed first. And then we have the 12 months. And then this is a for each loop, which is going to add, it's going to loop from the 0th month to the 12th month, and it's going to loop and it's going to add them one by one into the combo box, which we're naming CBO expiration month. Here we're dealing with this one right there. And this is a way to insert the year, where we're just going to insert the current year and then 8 more years. And here's the way we can load our combo box with selection of credit cards. And here's how we can grab out the information, grab out the expiration year, the index of it, grab out the actual value, convert it to an actual year. And here's where we grab out the month. This is, I guess we're just summarizing here because do I have any, let me look and see if we've got any resources. We're in chapter 10. Let me download this payment.zip. Maybe we can just take a look at it. This must be the start of something. This doesn't, it doesn't seem to do anything. Let me open up the form. Okay, this just does, doesn't have anything in it. All right, so I guess this, Here we're just supposed to start something. What is it? What is this? Guess I don't have any solutions here, do I? Let me look at my other Lima. Exercises. Did I put any solutions in here? I don't think I did. Oh, what is this? This might be something. Let's see what this has. Okay, Mike Smith, select a payment. Here this is. Bill customer. Oh, or select a credit card, MasterCard. Select a month, select a year. Set as default. Get that information there, and we can save it. I'm not sure where it saves. So let's open this up and see what we got here. We have form customer. This is the opening form. Looks like this. And if we look at the view the code, form customer, date changed, button for saving the data doesn't really do anything. This checks to make sure that this is valid, checks to make sure you selected a name, make sure you've entered the payment. Here's the okay, so this thing here, select payment. We need new computers. Select payment button. This is this payment form, FRM payment. That's this thing. So this is how you start up. This is how you invoke and display this dialog box, the payment dialog box, which is the one that was in the PowerPoint slides. And these are, if we look at view this code, we see here's all of the code that we see in the PowerPoint presentation. This is to load up the expiration months, load up the expiration year. Click on the button to save the data, checks to see if the data is valid. If it's valid, it saves it. This is the is valid data method, which checks to make sure you've entered everything in correctly. This save data sends the message back. See, it creates this message, sets the tag. This is a tag, the tag property of this form payment. If we look at this thing, this is this thing. The property, there's a tag property. someplace. Miscellaneous tag, this thing. Data. This is how you can pass data back. So in here, you click on this button, and what happens is this is what's clicked on. It creates a new instance of this form payment class, which is a form, displays it up right here, displays it up, and then when it comes back, it's going to come back right here. And if the OK button was pressed, in other words, if this button was pressed, then what had happened was the message that was created here gets assigned to the tag property of this form payment class, this form, and it gets returned right here. And so then this gets displayed out in this label payment, which is right here. This is a label. So anyway, and then the other thing we learn is if you go to the program.cs file, this is what starts the form customer. That's the opening form. This is the startup form. That's how you set the startup form. If you want to create another startup form, and then you can. This is where you change it. So, what else we got here? A tab. You can change the tab order when you tab through the buttons and so on. You know about that. This is explanation of date picker. Kind of complicated. This is I add a new form, a new Windows form, a second form, which is what we do here. And this book actually goes through and explains a little bit about the code that's generated from the designer. You know, this is the designer here. This is the designer, and it actually generates code into this designer.cs. Like this is the customer one, designer customer.cs, and here it explains. This is the code that gets generated. I might have talked about this a little bit last semester, but when you move stuff around on here, it actually moves, like if you move stuff around, it moves these numbers. These are coordinates for those controls, those form controls, the exit button and so on, size, and then save button. This is where it is and the size of it. This is the position and the size, position and size. And so if you're using a Mac or using Linux or some other Visual Studio that does not have this form, the designer form capability, only Windows seems to have it, then you're not designing this by moving these things around. So you look, for example, I can, this is the save button. Here's the save button, and we see the save button is at 164, 177. However, if I move it, now it's at 15177 instead of 164. I wonder if I have this if I change this. 164. What? 164. Ooh, look, it moved it back over again. That's pretty cool. All right. Load handler. What's generated in the load handler? Let's see. The load handler would be, I double click any place out here. And here it is. Oh, okay. So the load handler looks like it just simply loads up these names. There we go. There's my name. So you should know about load handlers already. How to change the name of a form. You right-click Solution Explorer and do the rename command, and then you gotta ask if you want to rename all the references. That's how you do it. How to change the name of any event handlers for a form. You can highlight the name of the form in the method that's used by the event handler. Highlight the name of the form. This is to change the name of any of the event handlers for form's events. Choose rename, and then you do the same thing where you got to rename everything. Defines the main entry point for an application, and this is how this says that you want the form, the FRM customer class, that form to pop up first. That's what you see first. So this is going to pop up first. Properties for creating custom dialog boxes. This is your enumeration that works with dialog boxes. So these are the different dialog results that can come back. This is the tag property. It's how you send data back from a subordinate dialog box. You pop up a dialog box to ask some extra questions, and you click OK. And then if you want to pass information back to the originating form, you use this tag property. And we use that here. All right, so would you like me to just sort of get you started on the midterm, or do you? I can do that if you. Seems like it's more interesting than this, because we kind of know a lot of this already, and it's difficult to. It's difficult to really absorb a lot of this detailed stuff unless you have something to apply it to. All right, so let's see. Let me close this. I'm going to create a new project. Windows Form application, and I'm going to put it down in my thaw space, I guess. And I'll name it calculator midterm. Okay, let me pin this toolbox, and let me see what this calculator should look like first. Should look something like this. So let's start by making this. All right, so we got something that looks like this. Let's put a text box up there. First of all, let's make this say calculator. I'm going to name it text. Like that. And let's put a nice text box there. And I'm going to make it bigger. Do I say how big I want it to be? I don't think I do. So I'm going to make it, I'm going to name it TXT display. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Font. Font. 14. And let me make it big all the way across. Okay, so that's going to be the where you type in the stuff. And let me put a back button. And I can make this bigger. Back. BTN back. And it's going to say back. And you can mess around with the font and the rounding, the edges, and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Border color, flat style, appearance. I guess you can mess around with the way it looks. I haven't messed too much with these things. Okay, so there's a back button. There's a clear button. Clear. And I'll name it BTN clear. And then I got to put some little square buttons here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 14 of these little round buttons. Here's one. And I'm going to make it, I'll name it BTN 7. I'll just do 7. BTN 7. And I'm going to put on it a 7. 7. And I'm going to make it bigger, like 14 or something. And I want to make a square, I guess. Where's the size? Some size. Size. About 50, 50. What does that look like? Looks kind of squarey. Sure, 50, okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that going to look right? 3, 4. Sure. Can I space these? I've never really gotten good at spacing these things. Vertical spacing. All right, copy, paste, paste. Paste. I don't know how I make these things. Ooh, no, not that. Oh, that looks pretty good. All right, that looks pretty, okay, put that like right there. And, well, it doesn't. Well, you can mess around with this and make it look nice. And so that's it. Now I need 2 more for here. I might have just messed that one up again. But then I need a big fatter button there, so let me just copy this down here. It's going to look something like this. All right, so it's going to look something like that. And I'm going to make this an 8 button. I'm going to name this BTN8. BTN8. Let me just let me do the text first. 8, 9, slash SQRT, SQRT, okay, 1 over X, 1 over X, looks like it's a capital X, and this is an equal sign, and this is 4, this is a 5, this is a 6, this is a 1, 2, 3, and this is a multiply, and this is a minus, and this one is a plus, and this is a 0, and this is a plus slash minus, and this is a period. Period. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Hmm. Just, oh, okay. All right, so let's let's name these. This is BTN7. Let's make this BTN8. Oh, it is BTN9. BTN9. BTN divide. BTN SQRT. BTN 1 over X. BTN times BTN minus BTN plus BTN 4 BTN 5 BTN 5 did it again. BTN 6 BTN 1 BTN 2 BTN 3 BTN 0 BTN plus minus BTN period, and this one is BTN equal, BTN equal. And let's see, I've got, what is this? Let me go over to this one, and I got to figure out which one was. Here, BTN 5 click, get rid of that. BTN 4 click, get rid of that. And what other one? BTN 8 click, get rid of that. Okay, and so now I don't have any more of those. Okay, good. All right, so this is what our what the calculator is going to look like, something like this. And I'm going to move this over a little bit to make it all nice. There, it's nice. Okay, so so the first thing we need to do is we need to make it so when we click on these buttons that it adds that they appear here. Okay, this is called. Let's name this thing. Let's make it properties. What is it named right now? It's named TXT display. Okay, so so what happens when we double click on a 1? What happens when we click on a 1? I'm going to double click on this, and here we are, and we can say TXT display .text. Now we want the 1 to go on the right side. So I'm just going to do plus equals 1. Let's see what this does. Let's run this. One. Oh no, I want it to go on the other side, don't I? I make it do that. All right, let me exit this. Do I got to do something like make it think this is it over here? Huh? Where is there a right to left? Appearance. This, you think? Yeah, maybe that. Oh, let's see what happens. It's probably one of those. One, no. I don't think this is right, though. There we go. There we go. Okay, so all I did was make it be right to left. No, I made it to be text align right. Okay, so that was a 1. Let's make the 2. Double click the 2. It should say txt display tdxt plus equals 2. Okay, and so that would be 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, okay, that works. All right, so I guess we got to do that for the rest of these. 0. Oh, I'm going to go like this. 0. I'm going to do a bunch of these. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. And let me just do 0. This is a 9. This is an 8. This is a 7. This is a 6. This is a 5. This is a 4. This is a 3. This is a 2. Oh, this is 0. This is a 2 and 1. Okay, so now when we do this, we should see bump, 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 bump. Okay, that's good. And then we want to do oh, let's see what we do next. Let's do the addition sign. Double click. And so now we want to take what's in the display. Let's see. Huh? Are we supposed to set up, oh, we're supposed to do a class. Yeah. That's what you're saying. So why don't we create this class, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Um, let's see. Should I do that now, or should I just want to see if I can get something to work first. It's 2:48. See, so let me I didn't do the thing is you want you want to leave the operand up there until the person hits the next key. So yeah, this is not something you can really do on the fly, but yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to think about this a little bit more. But okay, so uh, um, well, I could just do it the simple way. I'm gonna once I hit this, I'm gonna clear out the display. TXT display TDXT equals, and then if um, if operator um, equals nothing, then do this. Else, I'm gonna leave that just like that, I think. And I'm gonna go back over here and I'm gonna double click on this. And this is gonna be operand 2. 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6 equals that. Now, so sort of works, but we would want, when we type in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and when we hit the plus sign, we would want the operand to stay there. And then when we start, once we start typing the next operand, and then we hit the equal sign, and it displays the sum. So anyway, I will do this. I'll do it and come back on Thursday and be prepared to give you more hints. Plus, I will definitely start this class for you, because I don't think we really last semester, I think I did show you how to make a separate class for one of the assignments or something, but we just kind of breezed through it. So, and this is a pretty important thing that we learned in this class in 148. So in the meantime, you can get ready by creating this thing and creating the thing that does the push buttons and so on. And next time we'll create the class and connect everything all up. All right. So are there any questions? All right. So see you Thursday.